Copper golems. They're cute and clunky mobs that sort items into chests. Can they replace ImpulseSV's item sorter in automatic farms? I collected over 1,000 data points in the latest Minecraft preview to find out. Which will come out on top? The reigning champion or the new challenger? Today, I'll investigate the number of golems, the chest layout, splitting the farm output, plus a Bedrock-exclusive design to make the copper golem more efficient. To create a copper golem, place a carved pumpkin on a full copper block with any oxidation level. The golem takes items out of a copper chest, up to 16 at a time, and puts them into a regular chest so long as it's empty or already contains a matching item. Before I try to figure out how many golems I need, it'll be helpful to know how many items the moss farm produces. This will act as a control for my experiments. After 5 minutes, I have 781 items. That's 2.5 items per second. Oh, except I see that during my testing, the hoppers aren't quite keeping up with my farm. 2.5 items per second is hopper speed, which should have been my clue that maybe something wasn't quite right. With 2 hoppers going, items aren't hanging around anymore. The correct control rate is 2.7 items per second. Will the golem be able to keep up? I've set up enough chests for all of the items that'll come out of the farm. Now I'll watch the copper chest to see how many items this golem can sort. It's not keeping up. He's only sorting about 1.6 items per second, almost 1 item per second slower than needed. What if I give him a friend? Oh no. This is not much faster. Maybe I need 3 golems? 4? 5? 6? Adding more is not helping. It might even be getting slower. At 6 golems, they're only sorting 1.7 items per second, barely faster than just 1 golem in my first test. As I watch these fellows, I think I understand why. They keep getting stuck, bumping into each other. Besides the number of golems, I can change the arrangement of the chests. I saw that BluJay designed a layout where you can have up to 3 golems without them bumping into each other. How fast actually is that? If I rearrange the items in the chest so that the moss and carpets are first, 1 golem can sort 1.6 items per second, but 2 and 3 aren't actually much different. 2 golems got 1.5 and 3 got 1.7. Why don't more golems speed it up? Maybe it's slow because they're sharing a copper chest? Is there some limit on how quickly they can take the items out if 2 or more are using it at the same time? If I add a few hoppers, I can get the moss to output into 2 separate copper chests. It's actually slower to split the items out into 2 copper chests. Combined, these 2 golems are only moving 1.3 items per second. That's even slower than 1 golem. So, I was wrong. That hypothesis was incorrect. Maybe it's slow because the items are filling up the first slot with less than 16 items before the next golem gets back to the copper chest. If this is the case, then the golem will never get to the second slot. I should see the number of items in every slot except the first always grow. I have that data. I'll take a look. As I scroll through the 1,000 data points I collected, I see that not a single inventory slot, except the first, ever goes down between samples. So this hypothesis seems quite likely. Maybe there's some design that can ensure there are at least 16 items in the first slot every time. Maybe then the golems will keep up. I could somehow stop loading the chest until we have a bunch of items in the hoppers, and then load as many items into the chest at a time, maybe by using 6 or 7 hoppers pointed at a double chest. Or maybe I could fill up a copper chest and then deliver that filled chest to the golem with pistons. This uses a bedrock-only feature of movable chests. It sounds like more fun to me, so I'll test out that method. I've built a contraption that loads and delivers copper chests to a golem or 2, waiting to sort the delivery. With this setup, 1 golem sorts about 1 item per second, and 2 golems sort 2.2 items per second. That's the fastest I've seen with any number of golems so far. This is a really promising result, but it's still a half an item per second slower than what I need. If I were able to squeeze another golem in here, it might actually keep up. But I can't use BluJay's method with this chest delivery system though, because I can only move single chests with pistons. Maybe one of you has an idea of how to get more golems working without causing traffic jams. If you do, please share a comment with your idea, or better yet, try your idea out in the preview and share your experiment results. I'd love to hear from you. This was quite a journey, and despite all this testing, copper golems still didn't fully replace the redstone solution. Maybe Mojang could make some improvements to the copper golems that makes them easy to use with automatic farms. For example, it would be faster if the golem always grabs from the largest stack instead of the first, eliminating the need for my chest delivery circuit. I'm not sure this would be best for Minecraft. Perhaps it should always be faster to do a pure redstone item sorter. Will I be using copper golems in my automatic farms? They add a lot of life and variety compared to the usual item filters, but they're quite likely to get behind on sorting, so if I do use them, I'll add an automatic shutoff for the farm to give them some time to catch up. Thanks so much for watching and your continued interest in these technical topics. If you've seen my previous videos, this episode is a bit out of order from the usual Moss Farm series. I'll definitely consider using the copper golem in the main series once I get to the problem of sorting the farm output. Thanks again, and see you next time.